when you need only accept
Some PS2 era games aged better than they had any right to. The wild part is that, thanks to these remasters and remakes, a lot of them feel modern again.
Temperance, child.
Resident Evil 4 Remake is the easiest place to start, because it proves the whole premise in about 5 minutes. The original helped write the language of modern action horror, and the remake gives it the movement, aiming, knife parries, pressure, and pace people expect now.
Move!
It is still tense, still ridiculous, still full of bad decisions made under stress. It just does not make you fight the controls before the villagers. Obvious pick, yes. Also, basically undeniable.
Why?
Silent Hill 2 Remake works because James does not suddenly become cool.
My wife's name. It's ridiculous.
The camera, lighting, performances, sound, and environments are cleaner. But the town still feels sick in the same quiet way. There is a fair complaint that the remake adds too much combat and runs longer than it needs to. Still, if the PS2 version always looked too stiff or too distant, this is the version that lets more people reach the actual nightmare underneath.
Me.
Why'd you defect?
Metal Gear Solid Delta is built around a simple promise: keep Snake Eater's soul, make it easier to actually touch.
Snake, I know how you're feeling.
The PS2 game already had camouflage, stamina, hunting, wounds, jungle stealth, close quarters combat, and enemies reacting to sound and sight. Those ideas were never the problem.
To do this, we need strength.
Delta adds modern visuals and a modern third-person control option, while keeping a legacy style for purists.
Do you hate her?
For 10 years.
If you want a radical reinvention, this probably is not it. If you want Snake Eater without the old interface barrier, that is exactly the pitch.
Don't you go getting any funny ideas.
We can't leave yet. I've still got one last job to do.
Shadow of the Colossus feels current again because it has almost none of the stuff that clogs up modern open worlds. No checklist map, no loot treadmill, no 30 side objectives screaming for your attention. Just a forbidden land, a horse, and giant creatures that make victory feel weirdly sad. The remake makes it gorgeous and easier to recommend, but the climbing, horse handling, and weighty controls still have bite. That will either pull you in or bounce you off hard. Ōkami HD is what happens when art direction beats the clock. The brush mechanic, folklore adventure tone, and ink painting look aged better than a lot of games that chased realism. It still has problems. The opening takes its sweet time, the text can pile up, and the game absolutely loves explaining itself. But once it breathes, it still feels alive in a way most remasters would kill for. If you want a Zelda-like adventure with its own pulse, this still holds up.
Vaughn, wait!
Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, is built around one idea that felt strange in 2006 and feels sharp now. Instead of manually issuing every command in battle, you program your party's behavior in advance, and then watch your logic play out in real time. Getting that logic right is the actual game, and when it clicks, the combat feels less like button pressing and more like systems thinking.
Like the old man.
The Zodiac Age Remaster adds job boards and a speed-up option that make the whole thing cleaner to get into. If you bounced off it years ago, or skipped it entirely, this is the version worth revisiting.
Protect something.
What would change?
Time is right.
Let them have it, fellas!
Persona 3 Reload takes the PS2 mix of school life, social links, dungeon climbing, and supernatural dread, then gives it the speed and presentation people expect after Persona 5.
You need to get stronger too.
My persona represents the strength of my heart.
That makes it much easier to recommend than the older versions for a first playthrough.
Maybe we really are like...
The trade-off is that it is not the everything version of Persona 3, and Tartarus can still repeat itself into your skull.
Persona's awakened.
But for mood, routine, and that slow march toward disaster, Reload does the job brilliantly.
All right, let's head inside. Are you ready, leader?
Yakuza Kiwami is the cleaner, modern route into the first Kiryu story. You get compact city streets, crime melodrama, brawling, side activities, and that singular Yakuza balance between deadly serious and completely absurd. It is smaller than the later games, and honestly, Yakuza 0 is still the better emotional starting point for most people. But as a remake of the PS2 original, Kiwami shows how strong the base idea already was. One dense district, endless trouble, zero peace. Odin Sphere Leifthrasir is the pick I would hate to lose from this list. Vanillaware's art was always absurdly good, but the PS2 original could feel heavy and repetitive in ways that did not match how beautiful it looked. Leifthrasir fixes the flow and combat enough that the game finally moves like the artwork deserves. It is still theatrical, still a bit repetitive, and still trapped mostly in the PlayStation ecosystem. But if hand-painted action RPGs are your thing, this one is criminally easy to overlook. And if you've made it this far, like the video, subscribe, and tell me which PS2 era classic I should have included. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is still cold, hostile, and very comfortable punishing lazy play.
This is your first time seeing them.
That is why it is the closer. Press-turn combat, demon building, bleak atmosphere, and ruthless resource management feel less outdated now than brutally focused. The remaster makes the game easier to access, not easier to survive. Go in if you want an RPG that respects systems more than comfort. Stay away if you need warmth, guidance, or mercy.